I'm Caleb Herweck, and I'm with Rooted Youth Ministry. And here's Jared Morphew, my youth pastor. And here's a podcast.
Hey guys, so me and Caleb, we've sent some texts back and forth over the last few days. However, we've both been kind of busy, so we hadn't really dug into the topics that I sent him, but that's okay. But a few of the topics that I had for today was, the first one was standing firm in your faith. Then the next one is living as a light in the world. Then we have worried about the future. And the last one would be bullying and peer pressure. So whichever one you want to tackle first or talk about, whichever one stands out to you.
We can do the first one.
Okay. The first one is standing firm in your faith. And the verse for that comes from 1 Corinthians 16:13. And it says, be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. So what do you think of when you think about standing firm in your faith?
Well, it's like peer pressure is a big one for that. Like if your friends are wanting to play this, like even just play a song or something.
Yeah.
That like in the car and just say, no, we can't do that or whatever.
That's hard, ain't it?
It is. Especially if it's something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like if it's like drugs or something, I mean, I feel like that'd be easier.
It'd be a lot easier because they know where there's a line, but when there's a certain song on, you're like, I don't want to listen to that. I can't really listen to that.
It's a song, if it's a song or a movie or
right.
a video or something like that.
Video games?
Yeah, video game.
Would that be which one is the hardest to say something about, video games or music?
Probably music.
Music, that's the hard one?
Because it's like so much into life, or I don't know how you explain it. Like you listen to music a lot more than you play video games.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, and you guys, you can't just sit down in front of video and play video games 24/7, but you're around music all the time. Like I could be playing music right now, like just wherever you go, you got it in your hands and your cell phones.
Put in an AirPod or in the car.
Yeah.
Just put on, or I guess a podcast.
That's true. Yeah.
Or like it could be a bad podcast you listen to.
And there are plenty of them. I mean,
yeah.
But there's plenty of good ones too. But standing firm in your faith. So it's holding your ground in a world where they say that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a few bad words.
Yeah.
Why is that a bad thing? Why is that not acceptable? And even just the content of it. Say there's only one or two cuss words, but it's talking about like sexual innuendos, or it's talking about women in a certain way. But would you say why, or would you say I just don't because I'm a Christian and just chalk it up to that and leave it alone?
I guess, or just the Bible says that's wrong.
Right.
And I don't know, that'll mess me up.
Well, and that's a good point, because a lot of people, and I've done it. I mean, I don't want to listen to that. I can't watch that because I'm a Christian, but who cares if you're a Christian? That's not a big deal. It's like, well, I'm a Christian because the Bible says, and that's the standard. That's why I'm glad you said that, because if we truly go by this, we live by this, that's going to dictate what we do, what we listen to, what we watch, who we hang out with. And that's another thing. We can somewhat control who we hang out with.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, we can. Like, I mean, sometimes you'll just go with your church friends, but they'll bring friends. So I guess you can't really affect that much, I guess.
But that's a good thing, because they should be here.
Yeah.
Right.
But like if you're just around your church friends going to hang out somewhere else and they bring their other friends, that's something that you can't necessarily control, I guess, who you hang out with. But then you do that again, you go hang out with them again and again. Then that's where you can start to control it and stop going if it gets out of hand and stuff like that.
That becomes your new group, instead of it just being, hey, that guy was there that one time, but now you're with just him now because y'all hung out so many times. That becomes your new friend. I got you. So I like that the verse it has for it, be on your guard. What I like breaking down verses. That's just what I like to do.
Yeah.
Be on your guard. What's a good way to preventative measure from those things?
I just be watchful, like be on your guard. Watch for things, or I pay more attention to everything you do or whatever.
Yeah.
And see, is that honoring to God?
Right.
Or not?
With me, okay, let's just put it in military context. Before we go do something, before we go out, we always do checks. We double check, triple check everything. We lay everything out the night before. and and we'll check our NVGs, night vision goggles or whatever, making sure it's got batteries, make sure the batteries work, making sure they're not going to die in an hour. The next thing we look at, do we have our canteens? Do we have the proper magazines and all these other? We got making sure we have everything. So when we pack up, we leave out the next day. We don't have to think, oh no, I left this. Then we're not prepared. Yeah. Then we're not ready. Then you get out there and imagine going to an actual firefight and you're reaching for something you need.
You forgot.
I left it. Right. Well, you're not going to forget that, but hopefully not.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? One of the smaller things that's very important, like that extra magazine, you run out of bullets and you reach for that next one and it's back at the hooch. It's back at the barracks. Oh no, I'm in trouble. Yeah. And I think that way in a spiritual context too, if you leave the house and you're not prepared, that's putting on the armor of God. That's why every day, honestly, I love it, you know, and some of the lessons I've taught when I talk about reading the Bible, I said, make it a plan, even if it's in the evening, once a day, get in the word. And I'm all about that.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, and this is going back to that war scenario, I want to be prepared before I even get into the battle. So I got to wake up and get my mind right. I got to read my Bible app, pray.
Well, so I'm glad you mentioned that because for a while, I mean, I would read the Bible and pray every day. I'd find a time to do it, but it wasn't a set time. Like I'd try to do it like right before I go to school or something, but like half the times I'd forget and do it either in the afternoon or at night. But what I've started, and I told Caden this too, and he's going to start doing it with me, where we read a chapter in the Old Testament, which we're doing First Samuel right now, one day, and like as soon as we wake up, before we wash our face, before we do anything, we read the Bible, read that chapter, and pray. Then the next day, one from the New Testament, which
I got you.
Right now we're doing Romans.
Oh, wow. You jumped off in the deep end of the New Testament, huh?
Yeah.
That's good, though. I like that. I know you guys are ready for it. That's awesome. Just before we begin the day, and when did y'all start this?
Like 2 weeks ago or so.
Have you noticed a difference?
Yeah. Like, it just sets the day off good. Like, you feel so much better.
Yeah.
Especially that morning and stuff.
Had this throughout the day, do certain things stick out in your mind? Like, do you think about things like that when you see him? Is that what you think of when you see him, like at school for the first time? Like, hey,
yeah, like we'll talk about it at school sometimes and stuff. That's like cool. That and what we read.
I like that. See, and I've been trying to get you guys to do Bible app stuff and be accountable. And, you know, we started doing those Bible app plans together after I don't know for the last month or so now, and I know a few guys quit doing it. But you guys are doing it on your own. That's even better. That's kind of what I wanted to do. Get you guys involved, accountability, but ultimately, ultimately where you want it for yourself. Like, hey, we don't need Jared. Let's do this book on our own. That was my goal. Like, I want you guys to be able to just take and run with it because one day soon you're going to graduate. And I'm not going to be around. I'm not going to be there on Wednesdays. Hey, man, did you read this? No, I'm sorry. Or did you do that? Or on Sunday mornings, I see you guys like 3 times a week. And a year and a half from now, I might not see y'all for a month. I might not see you for a couple of months. Yeah. And you guys will talk to each other way more than I'm going to talk to you. So it's that holding each other accountable. It's trying to set you guys up for success later down the road. And I like that. It gets you used to it because it's like practice for a basketball game. And then it becomes muscle memory. And I don't need the coach. I mean, it's great. He kind of guides me, but I know how to play the game. You know, like if he gets teed up and they throw him out, hey, we still know the plays. We still know what to do. We practice this and you can still play the game. But yeah, you want to move on to the next one or you got some more stuff for it?
I was just going to say, like, those plans that you did, I mean, I did them for a while. I think the last couple of days I kind of forgot. And
I noticed, and I do so many on my own. I do one on for myself, a morning devotional, and I pray, and I do all those things. And I do one with Sawyer. His is 15 minutes. That doesn't seem that long, but when you lay down for the night and you've done a lot of other stuff, and he enjoys it. He looks, Dad, can we do devotional? And I can't tell him no. So we go and we'll do devotional for him right before he goes to bed. And then I'm doing hours. Which is, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, something like that. But if you take your time and actually think about it and you put a response like I do, that 2-paragraph response, it takes time. That's another 15 minutes. So you're looking at an hour and a half of devotions throughout each day. That's a lot of time to put into it. And I was doing it, but I understand. So I get it. And I noticed on that second plan we did, I was starting to do them at night. It's because I was trying to knock them both out in the morning. But then I realized I'm not putting pure focus on the one. So then I started breaking them up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after this one, I'm going to kick one, let y'all pick one,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all do it. And I might not do it, but I'm going to be watching to see who's doing it and who ain't. I might do the whole thing, but I can see little check marks on who's done what.
And I've seen it's like 6 of us doing the plans, but then you can see all the people you invited.
Yes,
everyone
it's a
else.
huge list underneath it.
Everyone
Which is
else
disappointing.
in the group.
But you know, I've learned with you guys, and I'm not saying this about the ones that didn't do it.
Yeah.
But back when we started growing, we went from 15 to 30 to 40 to 50. But when you remember I remember when it was like the year and a half after I got here, it dipped down quite a bit. We went from like 50 down to like 20 on Wednesday nights. There for about 3 or 4 months. It was like, I don't know, I was discouraged by the numbers of it, and I shouldn't be. That's superficial. And it's like, I don't know, I'm just being honest. But then it hit me one day, don't worry about the ones that's not there. Worry about the ones that are. And that completely changed my mindset, dude. I'm telling you. And it was so relieving, and I love it. I thought now I look forward. I get like 5 or 10 on a random summer night, on a summer Wednesday night. I love it. It's like, man, there's only 10 of us. This is cool.
It's like you'd rather have 5 that are really they're listening than even 100 that are goofing off.
I told you guys that when we first got together. I'd rather have 5 that are sold out than 500 in there that could care less and are there for every other reason but Jesus.
Yeah. To be there with their friends, stuff like that.
Like it's a social gathering, which I would rather them be there than somewhere else. But as far as going out into the world and actually getting some stuff done for the kingdom, give me 5. Imagine 500 that had the heart of the 5, though.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Standing firm in your faith. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, the next one. Living as a light in the world. And I'll tell you what comes to mind before I even read the passage for it. When I read that, when I think of you or any of the guys in school in general, I think of the school system. And I'm not saying it's a dark place, but I know there's non-believers there. There's people that do bad things in there. There's people that do great things in there. But okay, just think of the world in general. Even for me, when I walk out of these church doors, being a light in the world, being a light in the school system, being a light even in church. You know what I mean? You can come in church and there's people with bad attitudes and, stuff like that, and you be the light. So that's what comes to my mind. What comes to your mind?
Well, it's that people notice that it's like if you are a light and everywhere else is dark, you'll notice the light come in.
Right.
So they'll notice that you're different.
Yeah.
And then, like, I guess this is wrong for me not to do this, but like sometimes like I'll have friends who do cuss sometimes.
Yeah.
But like it's not not very often. But I don't say anything about it. But then people catch on that I don't cuss.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That someone after they say it, they say sorry if I cuss. Or they'll tell someone else. If someone does, they'll say don't because he's here or whatever. Or stuff like that.
And sometimes you feel ostracized. Do you ever feel like ostracized for that?
Sometimes, but I've gotten over it.
Yeah, and that's just it. Once you understand why you're doing it, you don't feel as I don't know, awkward for doing it, I guess. I was that way. I mean, I can see you guys are way more spiritually mature than I was when I was 16, 17, 18 years old. 17, you just turned 17. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
He just turned 17 2 days ago, right?
And he sent me the stuff for the podcast and didn't tell me happy birthday. So.
I know. I thought about it, and then it hit me yesterday. I thought, oh, no. I knew it.
That's how you send it.
I told you happy birthday Sunday. I was like, tomorrow's your birthday, so I knew it was coming. I don't know. I just forgot to send it to you, and I knew it too. I don't know. I'm me. That's the way I am. But I did tell you yesterday, and I told you again today. So I've told you 3 days. I told you the day before and 2 days after. So that makes up for missing the actual day, I guess. But I'm going to read what it says for that verse for this. It's Matthew 5:14, and it says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." And it says, in part of this says, as followers of Christ, we are called to be a light in this dark world. This includes teenagers. Speaking on this topic for youth can allow us to encourage our teenagers and to let the light shine before their friends, whether at school, on the sports field, or even at home. So what do you think of when I'm saying that? Are you just agreeing with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just represent Christ. Don't misrepresent Christ
Yeah, that's a
where you
big one.
go.
Yeah.
Because they'll say, I don't want to be a Christian. I don't want to go to that church because of how he acts.
Yes, that's a big thing. It's like living as a light in the world. What if we're called to be the light? We say that we belong to the light, Jesus, but everything else but comes out of us but light. It's darkness and evil. Yeah, that's a good point. And I think I've warned you guys about that, about when you go there, do not mislead others. And don't be the person that actually drags somebody down or is a stumbling block for another person.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. And it's not even just youth, not even just teenagers, adults, pastors. I mean, I could be that way. I could. I'm not saying that I would be a bigger stumbling block, but and it's true. I mean, that's why I think in Scripture it says that teachers will be judged more strictly because you're a larger stumbling block. I truly believe that. If you mess up, it's kind of like when you hear these celebrity pastors that cheat on their wives or something like that.
Yeah.
And then all hundreds, if not thousands of people are like, well, I'm done. Like, I knew it was a sham. I'm out. And that's a stumbling block over someone that may have been curious to begin with. Yeah. But that's at every level, even at your age. So Caleb is here. He's at First Baptist. We see that he's done lessons on YouTube. He's been on podcasts with their youth group. And I saw him cussing, talking bad, vaping. And then when he was going from a tennis match, he was trying to fight some guy. Now he doesn't do this. Trust me. This is not him. He does not do that. But I'm saying, can you imagine if someone knew that you did that, that was your age? What would happen?
They wouldn't want anything to do with it. Or they would say I'm no worse than him. So
right. Why even go? I mean, if he's saved, I'm saved. Right?
Yeah.
If he's a Christian, then I guess I'm a Christian too.
Yeah.
Because I do better than that. Yeah. And that's it. We're to be a light in the world. Next subject. Worry about the future. Ooh, that's getting closer for you guys. See, I could say that to a sixth grader. They're worried about, I guess, what sports they're going to play.
Yeah.
You guys are actually stepping into some actual worry.
Yeah.
What's that look like?
I mean, I had worried a lot about it, but lately I've gotten over it. I trust
worrying about
God.
What?
Well, just graduation and relationships and stuff like that for the future. And my job after college, stuff like that. I'd worry about all that.
Get the butterflies. The unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
That's true.
After graduation, this is all I've known.
I know, obviously I graduated high school and I know what you're going through. And it is, man. I remember that and the unknowns. Okay, so you get to go to college, you're with some of your friends. Y'all are planning on that. So that takes away some of the nerves, I guess.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, after college, what's that look like?
You're going to be by yourself.
You're going to be by yourself, but not really. I'm telling you, man.
But you'll meet people at college.
Yes. And you'll meet people at college. And when you say you go into a work environment where you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Take it coming from a guy that went to the military without a single friend in the world in California. And now I got a bunch of people I call brothers from there. And at your age, now when you get 40, 50, 60 years old, it's probably harder to adapt. But man, you're so adaptable at your age and you meet new people, find interest. And I'm telling you, you'll grow really quickly. Don't worry. I know it's easy to say that. It's easier said than done. But don't worry as much as you think you need to be worrying because you're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine.
No, I'm all right now. I trust God.
And that's it. Yeah. Trust God that he's going to, and lean into his promises because he's not going to leave you nor forsake you. You're never alone. And he's going to make sure that you are used for his glory as long as you're in his will. And I think that's where the joy is at. I think that's where the anxiety goes away. It's a healthy anxiety. It's okay to be anxious. It's okay to have a little fear of the unknown. I think that's healthy because it kind of keeps us, I guess, attuned to our environment, like what's going on instead of just kind of being out of it all the time. It's okay to have a little bit of fear, a little anxiety, but when it controls you, that's not good. When you can't go to sleep, you can't eat, your stomach's messed up. That's not good, but a little bit, that's okay. The verse for the worrying about the future comes from Matthew. There's a lot of verses in Matthew here. Chapter 6, verse 34. It says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And my parents
Yeah.
have told me that. Man, my mom, her favorite saying for me was, "Don't borrow trouble." Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
would worry about things that hadn't even happened. Might never happen, but I worry about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, are you that way?
Yeah, sometimes.
Worrying about things that might not even need to be worrying about?
Yeah. It does like why?
When you're thinking about going to college and you're wanting, do you have like 2 places you might want to go, 3,
Mhm. Well,
or do you not want to tell anybody that just yet?
I
I
say
don't know. Some people don't want to say anything about it. And some people don't mind. So
maybe Washita. I'm looking at that, but then also maybe even a little bit stronger contender. Me and Bo are both going to visit John Brown
okay,
University
okay,
Friday. That we're going to
okay.
go together, and but we're each gonna. I'm gonna meet the a film professor, and he's gonna meet a Bible or a business professor. I don't know, one of the
Okay.
two.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna
John Brown University. How far of a drive is that?
like 3 hours 45 minutes.
So it's about twice as long as
Yeah,
Washita. Okay.
we'll have to leave at like 5 in the morning on Friday.
Yeah, if you're going to go visit, yeah,
Yeah,
be there on
we got to
time.
be there at 9.
Okay.
So
And the school's okay with that, D Queen?
yeah, if you bring a slip home, it's like a doctor's note.
Oh, okay.
They'll
I got you.
yeah they
I
won't
should have
catch you
visited more
until
colleges when I was in high school, I guess.
yeah. Oh, I don't know if it's different now.
It might be.
Yeah.
But it's, right here in this little thing I have, it says teenagers. I don't like saying that because I don't like calling you guys teenagers, even though you are.
Mm,
I call y'all students or guys, young men,
yeah.
young women. I don't know. It just bugs me. I don't like using the word teenagers. And you're all of a
Yeah.
teenager, but it just bothers me. I don't know why.
Mm,
But it says, like everyone else, you guys are tempted to worry about the future, which we just talked about. You guys may fear about your grades, college, relationships. I think you just said all those things, by the way.
yeah.
So whoever wrote this is doing really good. It says, as a leader, coming from my side, or even parents that are watching, you can provide them with biblical wisdom on how to trust in God and not worry about the future. It's kind of like what me and Caleb are talking about right now, how
Mm,
trust in God. He's got you and he's never going to leave you
yeah.
nor forsake you. And I know I'm not worried about him as far as parents go because his dad
Yeah.
is the
The
lead
pastor.
pastor. So I know he's giving him some really good advice.
Mm,
But as a parent, that's a great thing to do. I try and do that with my kids, with
mm,
Bella and Sawyer. And
mm,
that way they're not just so anxious about everything. And I know it's like we're talking about that healthy fear, but I want them to be excited. I want them to, have like this overly excited, a little bit of scared, but I'm ready to see what's next. I was that way. I was
mm.
that way when I was younger. I'd be a little bit anxious, but man, I was excited. I
Yeah.
just wanted to see what's over the
Excited.
next
Yeah.
hill. And that's what I want for you guys.
Mm,
And I know if you're in God's will, you're going to be excited.
mm,
Bad things may happen, but if you're in
yeah.
God's will, hey, it's all good in the end, right?
Mm,
The next one, last one, bullying and peer pressure.
we already talked about peer pressure.
Kind of. What about bullying? Like we're going through our series on #RealMe on
Oh
Wednesday
yeah.
nights and about social media. Bullying when I was a kid in the 90s,
It's like beating up.
it was real. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say real bullying because bullying can really be bad on social media.
Yeah.
But yes, it was physical and it
Mm,
was verbal. It was in your face. And there was no such thing as bullying when someone's not in the room because it wasn't bullying. I could talk about somebody behind their back, but people do that nowadays.
mm,
There's true bullying on the internet. We didn't have that. So
yeah.
if you're going to bully somebody, you had to go in the room where they were in and, hey,
Yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
and so, and start, pull the wedgies and swirlies. Do you know what a swirly is?
It's where you stick their head in the toilet.
Oh, you've
Isn't
done it, huh?
No. I've seen movies.
Okay.
That ever
Well,
happened to you? You ever
no,
got a
it didn't.
swirly?
Well, honestly, I've never seen it happen.
Yeah.
It's never been done to me.
Okay.
I knew of it, kind of like you. I knew about it, but it just wasn't a thing. I've seen wedgies. I've seen people.
Yeah.
I've seen all kinds of other stuff, but
Mhm.
not that one. That one just seems awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
School toilet. Too.
Yes, you know me. I'm a germaphobe.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad I'm big enough to defend myself now. I wasn't a
Yeah.
big guy in elementary. I was a little bitty guy.
Yeah.
In middle school, I was too.
Yeah.
But the Bible verse for this is Romans, one of my favorites, 12:2. It says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." So I think if I was being bullied at your age online, you'd have to set healthy boundaries, like on screen time, on social media, because if you're always, it's kind of like a guy. Okay, say the '90s. I'll just do a comparison. If I knew where this guy was, and what am I going to do? Do you think I'm going to try and be around him all the time?
No,
No, I'm not going to be
no,
around the
yeah, the
bully.
bully.
Do you think I'm going to go up and try and start a conversation with them every chance I get?
No.
No, I'm going to draw boundaries. I'm going to try and avoid them. Be nice, be loving when I can. I'm not going to say anything bad about him,
Yeah.
and that's hard. But okay, now use social media. How does that look?
Like avoiding people on social
Yeah.
media that bully you, or just negative people?
No, bullies. Like someone's got something out for you, and it's all over, and they just keep posting. And what is it now? Snapchat and all that stuff. Like what? How do you avoid, or just I'm not going to get caught up in that? Like how do you avoid that?
I guess just block them, or just I don't know. I don't really have much experience with that.
Oh, you don't get bullied that much.
No, well, I don't.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was saying, but what would you do? I guess
I
just block them. Okay.
Yeah.
You think that's what people do now, or do you think they get sucked into these battles?
Some will probably block, but some will, say bad things about them too.
Right. It says on here that being a teenager in today's world can be tough. Many teens struggle with bullying and peer pressure, whether it's in school or online. It says that we can talk about it and address these issues and how we should respond to them as followers of Christ. And that's just it. We're not responding to it like the world does. The world says many, many different things about how you're supposed to respond to a bully. And I'm not saying let them just constantly beat on you. I'm not saying that. But it's drawing a healthy boundary, because you don't have to be in the same sphere they're in 24/7. But
then the Bible says turn the other cheek.
Yeah, that's right. But parents, if you have kids that either you don't know if they're bullying people, or if your kid's being bullied, you can discuss the importance, like Caleb was saying, about loving your enemies and still drawing healthy boundaries. Because to me, that's it. I didn't have problems with being bullied. I know people that did, for sure. And I always felt bad for them, but I never stepped in. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But it was if you step in, you're going to get bullied too. And you know what I mean? Like if I got in the way, then I'm the one going to catch just the same thing this guy's catching.
Yeah.
And the sad part is I didn't want that. I thought, you can stay out of sight, out of mind, watch it. Ooh, feel bad for that guy. Like glad it ain't me. But now it's different. Now I got a totally different outlook. I wish I could go back to 10 to 15-year-old Jared and get in the way. Like, you don't need to be doing that. I did it for my brother. He's 2 years younger than me, but 2 years is a big difference. You know this when you're a sibling.
Yeah.
But I would step in a heartbeat. I did several times. But when it came to somebody I didn't know, or somebody I knew, like an acquaintance, but something was happening to him, just gotta step back and let it happen.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell the story, but there was stuff happening between two people. One of them graduated, so and then something really bad ended up, like someone did something really bad to the other person.
Is it because of online stuff or in person?
In person stuff, but
at school or
at school, but then somewhere else, something really bad happened to this person, but I didn't step in the way before then, so.
Oh, when it could have been a little bit earlier before it got crazy, when it was just mouthing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. A lot of times it escalates really quick. The mouthing, or over time, the person that's getting bullied, sick of it. A lot of bad things happen because of that. There's a lot of shootings and things like that happen because of bullying. You look at all the school things, or even a lot of stuff. Where they feel defenseless, like they can't. There's no way I could beat this guy up. There's no way I could ever stop this. And they just over the years, you can only beat somebody down so much, and they're going to get tired of it.
Yeah.
And they're either going to move away or they're just going to do something crazy.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know. I don't even really know where to go from there, except for if you do know bullies like that, or somebody that is acting that way, draw healthy boundaries. If it's you getting bullied, if you see someone, step in. If it's not going to hurt you. See what I'm saying? Because some people, adults. If I see somebody I don't know, two guys getting in a fight and this little bitty dude's getting whooped, I'm not going to break it up for one reason. I'm going to call the cops because you don't know what somebody's capable of. I could jump in and then the other guy shoots me. It happens. You see on these little videos on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Where people just get shot, or the two other guys that you don't know their friends are in their car over there get out and they start pounding you because you jumped in to help the other guy. And as adults, I've learned you just call 911, get out of the way. But at school, when y'all all know each other, you know, it's a little bit different. It's not some stranger off the street.
Yeah.
You can say something at least.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you lay off of them a little bit? Who are you? Okay. Well, now it's you now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But maybe that'll, I don't know, spark some inspiration for others if they see it. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
But you got anything else?
Nope. What's the time?
It's 5:24. We've been at it 35 minutes. Me and Bo were in here for about 40. So we're about 5 minutes short of that.
That's about it.
Yeah. So that's usually about what it runs. Me and Byron, our podcast, are an hour and 45. It's a long one. Yeah. But I know you guys, it's different timetables. For us, we all go eat, and I got to get everything ready in the sanctuary.
Yeah. But there's no limit for y'all.
No, not at all. We start at like 8 in the morning, 8:30, and we got till 12 o'clock at lunch. So, and we come in, and I have this on a little stand, and I got all the topics down, scriptures, verses, thoughts I've already had over the last week about it. So between me and him, it catches and goes. And I mean, it could go a lot longer than that, but we know we're not going to sit here for 3 hours. We could, but I get hungry.
Go do something productive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you can only sit down for 2 hours max, and then your body says we got to get up.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you want to talk about, say, add?
No, I can't think of anything.
Nothing.
I don't know.
Not what happened last week?
What happened last week?
Really? You don't know?
Oh, the games?
Yeah.
The NFL games?
Yeah.
Is that not what you're thinking of?
No. We can talk about that, though. You got excited.
Yeah.
What do you think? Go ahead. 5 minutes. Tell me what you think.
The worst possible outcome.
In each game?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. What did I tell you before you left Sunday? Before you left, what did I say?
You said that whoever you cheer on always loses.
Every time.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know this, every time I get behind a team, little background, I just started being a Titans fan the last 3-4 years. Look what happened with that organization. Yeah. It's because I became a fan.
You started cheering on the Broncos, didn't you?
Mid-game. Remember, they were about to beat the Chiefs with a field goal.
Yeah.
They got all the way down 30, the 35, somewhere down there.
Yeah.
Close enough. It was a chip-in shot for the guy that was kicking it. And I remember 2 series before, I said, I think I'll be a Broncos fan. I started texting your guys' group. We got a GroupMe app for WhatsApp for some of the high school guys. And I put on there, go Broncos, Bronco Nation. I said, and Ty's like, we'll welcome you, Jared. And I was like, all right, cool. And it wasn't 2 series later. I thought they're going to do it. They're going to hand the Chiefs their first loss. Yeah. That's before the Bills beat them. And they were, 11, 12, and 0. And what happens? The field goal gets ready.
It was blocked.
It was blocked, and they lost. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. I just switched teams, and they lost. And what happens? I switched to the teams. I thought, okay, I don't have a team. I'm just going to root against the Chiefs in the playoffs. And I said, go Bills. I like Josh Allen a lot, too. So I rooted for them. I thought, if anybody can beat them, it's them. They've already won.
Yeah. They can't beat them in the – there was a graphic or something that the Bills have played – like Josh Allen has played Patrick Mahomes – 4 times in the regular season, he beat him every single time. Yeah. And 4 times in the postseason, Patrick Mahomes beat him every time.
4-0, 0-4.
Yeah.
For Josh Allen, season, postseason. Wow. Do you think that's rigged? What are the odds of it happening every postseason?
Yeah. Well, and
the one team that stands in the way.
Yeah. But this whole season for the Chiefs, I think, has been rigged.
Yeah. Oh man, they weren't as good. See, the first year they won the Super Bowl, they were fantastic. Yeah. I mean, unstoppable, octane offense, crazy good. Yeah. Second year, they're okay. I mean, I could see them winning the Super Bowl. This year, they're just not as good as they have been.
I mean, they're good.
They're good. Yeah, they're great, but they're not.
Yeah. And there's so many bad calls in their games.
Yes.
And, like, did you see when they were playing the Bills, that 4th down that the Bills had it, and Josh Allen backed up and threw it, and then the guy dropped it?
Yes.
See, there was a flag,
Yes.
and then it was just gone. It just went away. They probably threw the flag just in case that guy caught it, but then
Oh, I didn't think about it that way.
yeah, but then he missed it, so they picked up the flag.
Right.
Picked up the flag.
Oh my goodness. And the one that got me the most, the one that goes, it's all over the internet. It's all over, I don't know, Sports Center. I don't watch Sports Center anymore, but it's all over the internet, all over Facebook. Josh Allen, 4th down. He reaches out and he crosses you can see it, and they've got 100 different angles. And the thing that gets me is the refs. You know how the sideline judges are watching?
Yeah.
And one of them has it as a 1st down. Everybody's seen it, knows this. And the other guy is like a hair behind.
Yeah.
And the 1st down guy right here, he goes in to meet the guy. Everybody's seen it. Did you see that?
No.
Watch it. Look on YouTube whenever we get done here or whenever.
But I thought that was a 1st down when I saw
it. Was
the
the guy? One guy called it a 1st down. The other guy didn't. And as he's running back towards the ball, he fades in and meets the guy right here. Then they do the replay. And you can see it break the plane. And the announcer, I think it was Tom Brady, wasn't he? Yeah, he was the announcer. Because I thought, I don't like Tom Brady's announcement style. I just don't like it. But then when he started his commentary for that game, I thought, he's okay with me.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah.
What did you think about the Eagles game?
I hate the Eagles because
I'm
a
Dallas
Cowboys fan. So
who do you want to win the Super Bowl then? Ooh, Swifty and the Mahomie guys, or
not really anyone, but I would have to say the Chiefs.
Oh gosh,
but not really. I hate the Chiefs, but I hate the Chiefs, but I really hate the Eagles.
You gotta make it's like your rival. You have to befriend them in this one moment.
Yeah, maybe
you have to. It's like two guys that meet and make a powerhouse. Like the fans of the Cowboys and the Eagles got to come together on this one. They have to. It's like one of those Avenger movies where it's like the bad guy. What's it? Captain America. And he had the friend that with the longer hair.
Oh, Bucky Barnes.
Yes. Remember when he was like the bad guy, but then he became the good guy towards the end? Well, it's kind of like that. We'll just pretend that the Cowboys are Bucky and.
Well, really, whoever wins, I'll be mad either way.
Yeah, that's true.
Say that.
I tell you what, I'm going for the Eagles. I ain't got nothing against them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big Cowboys fan. I'm a big Eagles fan.
No, I understand that.
I used to like the Chiefs. I had their old shirts. I liked the guys that were I even liked the first year I was rooting for them. The second year I kind of rooted, and I was okay. I mean, I've been to the Chiefs. I've been to Arrowhead Stadium for 3 of their games. Yeah, when I was in high school, I went once. My uncle took me another time with my cousin, and they were there to watch Green Bay. But I like seeing the Chiefs, and we're like way up there. But either way, I've been there, loved the Chiefs. And this year really got to the point where I just couldn't stomach it anymore. And I thought, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I mean, I really like the Titans too, but it's just between Taylor Swift and the calls that they get, it's just sickening. And
I don't really like Patrick Mahomes either.
No, he was okay at the start. I know, I don't know, something about him.
Yeah.
But do you see the game that the Lions were Jared Goff, where he got just completely upended at the end of the play when they in the end zone, when he threw the interception? They didn't call it. They didn't call anything, not even roughing or unnecessary roughness, nothing. But you see in the game after that where Mahomes gets barely touched twice, throwing flags, like just flag happy.
Yeah, no, there was one in the Texans where
that's what I'm talking
he was
about.
Running out of one where he was sliding and
the 2 guys hit each other
and they called a roughing the passer.
Yes,
or
unnecessary roughness. Yeah,
and there was another one where Patrick Mahomes was running out of bounds and someone barely pushed him out of bounds.
Barely touched him.
Jumped and flew out, and they called a flag.
Now they get flag happy around him. They really do. And, but anyways, so Super Bowl, you're going for the Chiefs as of right now.
I guess.
Push comes to shove.
Not really.
Sick.
Either way, I'll be mad. Not really anyone.
That the Eagles played. Oh, who did they beat to get in? I don't even remember. Washington. Washington. Saquon Barkley. Dude's a beast. Like he is fast. He's just a great running back.
I kind of like Saquon.
I like him.
He's like the only one I like on the field.
Yeah, he's electric. When he's there, when he touched the ball, I'm like, I get excited because I know he can just take it to the house at any moment.
Yeah,
fun to watch. But that's why I'm going for him. And a bevy of reasons on the other side, I'm not going for the Chiefs. And that's just it. I'm the guy that became a villain in a movie because I love the Chiefs and cheer for them. And then that happened, and I start slowly getting madder, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I become the villain. Like I don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I know I'm not a true Chiefs fan because guys that are, would make fun of me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is. Anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right. Well, and the thing that I was talking about last week, I just made it up to see if you would come up with something, and you did. It's like, the thing last week. I can't believe you don't remember. You didn't hear about that. I was just saying that to see if you would pull something up.
I figured that.
And you did. You did good. All right. So you have any parting words?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Subscribe. I think that's it.
Which one is that?
Oh, yeah. That's the air horn. I forgot about it. Say subscribe.
Subscribe.
So, I don't know. I can't hear it. I don't know if it's it or not.
Yeah.
Let me see what else we got. Hold on. I'm going to try out these noises before we turn it off. So on the podcast, I can hear it. So, oh, by the way, for those that you don't know, yesterday, or was it today? It was yesterday. We got a new Rodecaster Pro 2, and I'm trying it out. So if it sounds really good, our voices sound really good, it's because we're using that. And it comes with all these different sound features. So we got like music. So right now, supposedly it's playing some music while we're talking.
Yeah.
And during the music, you can say something like, Mahomes is going to get beat down. Yes. I don't know. But the other ones are applause. Right now they're cheering. I don't know what for.
Eagles win.
Okay, I'll do it again. Say Eagles win.
Eagles win.
Yay, there it goes.
Yes.
What else you got? We got, it says record. I don't know what this one is. I'll hit it though so I can hear it on the podcast. Then we have crickets. Say a funny joke.
No. I don't know. I can think of one.
Say Dak Prescott is the best quarterback of all time.
Dak Prescott's the best quarterback of all time.
Wow, 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 wow. That's what it did. It wasn't the crickets. Crickets. Well, I don't know what tombstone is. I have no idea. Maybe that's it. And chimes. So I'm going to end it on playing the music. Thank you for watching our episode. Please subscribe, like, comment. This is Caleb Herweck. He's been awesome. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
But until then, go watch our previous episode after this one, the one we had with Bo. And that's the only 2 episodes for this year. A lot of stuff coming around the corner. We have mission trips. We have youth camp, VBS, all kinds of stuff coming up. And then you guys will be starting your senior year.
Yeah.
And you'll be going through your last round of Rooted Youth podcast. So jump in here as often as you can. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We love you. If there's anything we can do, let us know. Until then, what's the catch line?
I'm
not going to say stay safe.
If you're not here on Wednesday night, where are you?
If you're not here on Wednesday nights, where are you?